Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary, live presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take on a Tuesday night, March the 5th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that is positive, timely, and trustworthy. I am glad that you guys are here. Today is Tuesday night, so that means today is the night where I have to move a little bit quicker because I have to wrap up at about the 40 to 45 minute mark, because tonight is my weekly prayer night at my church. So I will be going there and praying in Thanksgiving. I don't pray for the Canucks to win or lose. I don't think God worries about those kind of things. But I'm in a good mood because that was a big win. It was a big win for many, many reasons. So the Canucks defeat the Los Angeles Kings 2-1. I have a lot to say about the game, so let me do my intro first, but I'll make sure that no matter what I'm talking about, I finish at the 20-minute mark, so then I can answer your questions for the last half of the show. Also have an update on the Vegas trip, got some numbers. There's actually more people going than I thought, which is a great thing. So moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a very safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or better, all three. But the fact that you are here with me right now at 11:02 p.m. to talk about this game, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. So before I tell you how you can get involved, I love it when I walk into these streams and there's already a donation waiting for me. So let's give some love to So. How you doing? I'm doing great. I hope you are doing well as well. So before I even got here, So How You Doing dropped a $2 donation. So let's give some love to So How You Doing. Thank you. And that's very, very nice and a great way to start off the show. So let's give some love to How You Doing in the chat. So this is how you can get involved. You can subscribe so you can get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos every single day or when I post them. In fact, I posted a post-game video just before coming on tonight, so make sure you check that out as well. You can like the video. There are 43 of you in here. That'll go up as the night goes on, and there are 12 likes, so let's bump that up. We know how much I love that 50% rule. So if you haven't liked the button, like the button. If you haven't liked the button, if you haven't liked the video, I encourage you to hit the like button right now. You can leave a donation like So How You Doing just did. I'm doing fine, thank you. You can gift memberships. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And right on cue, we have Billy C coming through. Let's give Billy C some love in the chat for this donation. Billy C gifts a membership, and it goes to Clifford Reynolds. And I'm not sure if that was good timing that Clifford typed hi everyone right before Billy C gifted that. So thank you, Billy. I know you make sporadic donations and membership gifts, and that is awesome. Nothing is too sporadic for me. So let's give a big welcome to Clifford, and let's give some love to Billy for the donation. By the way, you can vote I asked you who was the MVP of the game. Was it JT Miller with his game-winning goal? Was it Thatcher Demko with his 23 saves? Was it Quinn Hughes with his 2 assists? Or was it Elias Pettersson with his beautiful goal to get the Canucks going? And I'm going to talk about all those guys in the matter of minutes. Hey, Sonny, so are we ready to go? People are piling in here. I think it's time that we get going. Remember, for those of you that just came, I have to finish up by 11:45 for sure, because tonight is my church night. Here we go. A lot of things to like about tonight's game, especially how we lost to this team just last week. The game, you guys, was brutal. It was brutal. That was the 5-1 loss. And I kept joking about how I don't want the Canucks to play the Kings in the playoffs. At least I didn't that week, because not because we couldn't beat them. Well, that was one part of it, but because the game was dreadfully boring. And I'd say the first period today kind of felt like that as well. But the Canucks played a very, very dominant second period, and then a third period as well. I think the Kings, you could say, was the better team. We're the better team in the first period, and the Canucks were the better team for the final 40 minutes. And then, of course, the overtime. So we know that LA outshot Vancouver 9-5 in the first, but then we got them 16-9, 9-6, and we got the only shot in overtime that we needed. Trevor Moore scores halfway through the first period. And, Philip Hronek's interesting, because I admit that I probably overshot on one of my videos. I was thinking he could make more than Hughes, 7.5, 8, 8.5. And I don't worry about it too much because it's percentage of cap. Hughes is on a very good bargain. But then once in a while, Philip Hronek will make like a really bad play. That was a pretty bad play where he fumbled the puck right in front of his own net, and then it went Donoda Moore, and then Demko had no chance. Petey's goal was nice. Garland made that diving save to keep the puck in. I don't remember that. He poked it back to the point. Then it got to Höglander. Lindholm makes a very responsible shift change. Pettersson comes in. He dekes Drew Doughty out of his Doughties, and then he goes around and he puts the puck in the net past Talbot. What a beautiful goal. And that was kind of like, yeah, it doesn't justify all $92.8 million. That it doesn't justify any of it, because that contract doesn't kick in until next year. But I still think it was a beautiful effort from Elias Pettersson. Speaking of beautiful, we got to honor Carol. Let's give Carol some love in the chat. So Carol gifts 5 memberships. That's the equivalent of a $25 donation. Thank you, Carol. And they go to Nux 649. Welcome back, Nux. Viper, welcome back, Viper. Duck, Kel M, and Adrian T. It's interesting. Nux, Viper, Duck, Kel M, and Adrian are all very, 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 very involved commenters. So I wonder if, for those of you that were members before, I wonder if your membership just expired recently, because it's rare that I get 5 people of that quality, from a standpoint of all regular contributors, all getting the gift membership on the same day. And remember, I don't give them out. YouTube hands them out based on some algorithm of how often you're here, how often we interact, So it doesn't matter. I'm glad that you guys are all back with franchise membership. And Carol, I am so glad for your generosity as always. So welcome, everyone. And thank you, Carol, for that wonderful gift. And by the way, I saw this. Hockey Mick, big Canuck win. I thought, what would make it great? A Canuck Clay commentary. Let's go. That's why we're here. That's what we were talking about after a big 2-1 victory. Welcome, Mick. So as I was saying, and then so Pettersson had a great goal. With that 30th goal, that makes 3 consecutive seasons of 30 goals for Petey. So that's pretty good. Also, it gives him 399 career points. Of course, he only needs 1 more to make 400. See that good math? That's right here. And then he'll become the second fastest player to hit the 400-point mark. The only one that was faster was the great Pavel Bure. So great accomplishment by Pettersson. Also, with his 60th assist on that goal, Quinn Hughes has, how PD has 3 straight seasons of 30 goals. Well, Quinn Hughes has 3 straight seasons of 60 assists. And you know what's crazy? That's only the 4th NHL blue liner defenseman in history. Not in the past year, not in the past decade, not since 2020 or 2000, not in the century. In NHL history, he's only the 4th blue liner to do that. The only other 3 that had more than 60 assists in 3 seasons or more were Paul Coffey, Bobby Orr, and Ray Bourque. You guys, those are 3 of the best defensemen in history. Paul Coffey, Bobby Orr, and Ray Bork. Let that sink in for a second. Quinn Hughes' name is with Paul Coffey, Bobby Orr, and Ray Bork in this particular category, which is really good. And that's 3 consecutive seasons of 60 assists. That is pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. Taylor, can you hold it for 10 more minutes? But if you absolutely can't, I can answer that. I can answer it, Taylor, but only if you absolutely can't hold it. It sounds like you have to go to the washroom or something. If you can hold it for 10 more minutes, Taylor, I would appreciate it. But if you have to ask it now, because I like you so much, you can, you can ask it now. I love it. I love it. What you're saying, you guys, that Hockey Mix saying it's giving me chills associating with the names Coffee, Bork, and Orr. Jason says Bobby Orr is the GOAT. So it's so incredible. Taylor is saying, woohoo, let's go Huggy Bear. I know he's your favorite. And then Sunny, the church I'm going tonight is St. Paul's in Richmond. So I'm not going to be stopping by Heather and 33rd. I would love to honk. I don't know if I should honk at midnight anyways, but no, that's my workplace, Sunny, but that's not where my church is, if that makes sense. But thank you. How long are you staying there? Maybe I'll honk at you another time. Wait a second. That didn't sound right. That is great. That is great. So pretty cool. Oh, you can wait. So you can hold it for 10 minutes. Again, that didn't sound right either. A lot of things not sounding right. And Ricky says, who's Bobby Orr? Go look him up. You might recognize him. So let's keep going. Then we get to third period, some really good saves. There's that 1 minute and a half where LA dominated the Canucks. Demko had to make that amazing save on Turcotte. Then I think Doughty put it off the crossbar. So a lot of good chances for LA, but then the Canucks were coming on as well. And then I love the overtime. Canucks draw a penalty. They're so good at drawing penalties in overtime. And then they were smart. You obviously don't just give it to the Kings so you can start your power play, because when Demko went to the bench, it's the exact same thing that was going to happen. It was a 4-on-3, and then you have Hughes, Brock, Miller, and Petey out there. Only 3 of those 4 guys can get points, and that one was Hughes, Brock, and Miller. So Petey was the one who didn't get a point. Miller with a great shot went Hughes to Miller, down to Brock, back up to Miller. And Miller's just been a beast this past month, despite the team going win, lose, more losing than winning. JT Miller has been an absolute beast. And the Canucks have won 2 straight games for the first time since February 15th. So it's been just about a month, just under a month since the Canucks have won 2 in a row. So they, actually, let me just say one more thing. I will look at the box score, and then, but I don't know, I'll say it now. So the Canucks are already going to have a winning road trip. Both Parker and I predicted 1-1-1, so we're both wrong, because the Canucks are 2-0 right now. So it's really, really cool that and Vegas isn't playing that well. So imagine we can go there and stomp Vegas, and then we would have them. We'll have a perfect road trip. Sounds like Shannon was no problem. Shannon, nice to see you. Thanks for coming by. Okay, so let's look at the box score real quick. I said in my video, my post-game video, that your best players have to be your best players, and that's what it was tonight. When you think of the Canucks' 5 best players, you think of Demko, Hughes, Miller, Besser, and Petey. Well, look at that. Besser with a point, Miller with a point, Petey with a point, Hoglander tried to get in the party with a point, and then Hughes with 2 assists, as I mentioned, and then Demko making 23 of 24 saves. So without a shadow of a doubt, the best players of the Canucks were the best players. A couple other things to note. Look at Lafferty. He had 4 hits. That's a good showing. Garland had 4 shots. That's a good showing. Miller had 3. Petey had 4 shots. You also have, so that's what kind of stands out. DiGiuseppe only 9:54. Podkolzin only had 9 minutes of ice time compared to the 12 he had in his season debut. But I thought that Podkolzin was fine. He didn't make any mistakes. And he still, he knocks guys down, sometimes gets knocked down. That's just kind of the way he plays. But I thought he was fine. And in 2 games, I think he's been more noticeable than Baines was in his 4 games. So I don't see any reason to change any part of this lineup. And usually you don't do that after a win anyways, especially after 2 straight wins. So my guess is they go with the exact same lineup on Thursday when the Canucks play against Vegas. Quinn Hughes was the only blue liner to get points, but look at this. Hronek contributed with 2 shots and 3 hits. Juleson with 3 shots, 3 hits. Ian Cole, big fat zeros across the board. And then Zadorov was very noticeable with 4 hits as well. And let's talk about Carson Soucy for a second. It was so good to have him. He's just such a steadying presence. Like, let's say Myers was not injured. Soucy is obviously an upgrade over Juleson as well as Juleson has been playing. In fact, Juleson's stat line looks better than Soucy's. He did all that in only 13 minutes, which is pretty impressive. But overall, you want Carson Soucy in your top 6. I would arguably say he's been our third best defenseman behind Hughes and Hronek when he's in the lineup. And you guys shared with me that stat, something like 16-3-2. Well, now the Canucks are 17-3-2 when Soucy is in the lineup. So overall, a very solid victory for the Vancouver Canucks. Let's give some love to Carol as I sound this horn for another membership gift of 5 memberships. Carol being so generous, another 5 memberships. So let's give some love to Carol. That's a $25 donation. And these ones go to Aaron, Tyler, and JGP. Wait a sec. There's a SGP, and now we got a JGP, of course, and Owen. So welcome all of you back to CCCC membership. And Carol, thank you for your generosity once again. You are performing tonight like a true legend. A true legend. Very quickly, scores. Panthers, number 1 team in the league. They beat Travis Green in his coaching debut, 5-3. Pittsburgh's not going away, 5-3. Oilers, you guys know about this? Boston was winning with a minute and a half left. They missed an empty netter on a great play by Nugent Hopkins. Then they go back the other way, and then the Oilers score off a faceoff, and then they win in overtime. So the Oilers were 90 seconds away from losing, and then they end up with the 2 points. Crazy. Horvat had a beautiful goal in this 4-2 victory over St. Louis. We got Nashville actually gets knocked off after winning 8 straight. Somehow Seattle beats Winnipeg. We got battle of the two sucky teams. Chicago wins that one. We beat the Kings, of course. And then what? 7-6 Dallas beats the Sharks. The Sharks are in a lot of high-scoring games because they don't save a lot of things. We look at the standings. Whoops. We go to the wild card, which is the same as the division, basically. And we are still 9 points up on Edmonton. They have their 4 games in hand, so they win all 4, which they may. They've won 5 in a row. Then they're only 1 point behind us, but we're still up. And then LA, with that point, is now tied with Vegas, but they played 1 fewer game. So look who's in the first wild card spot. So if the playoffs started today by points, not by points percentage, by points, we'd be number 1 and we take on Nashville. But it's not the best exercise because these guys are tied and everyone's played an even number of games. But that's how the wild card is looking right now. And then you look in the league overall, and look, the Canucks are back to 2nd overall in points, exactly tied with Boston. Not the same record, but the same number of points because we're both 23 games over 500, but we've just done it in a different way. I can't believe Boston has gained 15 extra points. They've lost 15 times in extra. That's crazy. That's crazy. So you just got to get Boston. You just got to tie them in regulation, and then you'll beat them. And then when it comes to points percentage, we fell to 5th, but now we shot back up to 2nd with our last 2 wins. So we have the exact same points percentage as Boston and Winnipeg. So it's all quite the battle. It's all good things. I want to show you these stats too for the Canucks. Miller, 84 points. He's going to hit 100 easy. Petey's right on track for 100 points. And then we have Quinn Hughes with his 61 assists with 73 points. Besser, 63 and 64. So he's hovering at a point a game. And then the rest go from there. So pretty impressive stuff all around. One more thing. No, Sonny, although I think I deserve my name on a seat. No, I'm not going to have my name on a seat. That's pretty funny when renovations are done regarding you think your seat will have your name on it. It should. They should, but I don't think it will. Over 100 of you in here. That is awesome. Let me say one last thing. And then, hey, nice to see you, RJ. One last thing. I don't want to spend too much time on it unless you ask me about it. This whole rumor about Lindholm getting traded to Boston in a 3-way trade, then Gensel comes to Vancouver, and then Boston owes Pittsburgh something. We are only one of a few teams in on Gensel. That's a high price to, and don't forget, I know Lindholm hasn't been doing a lot in terms of points, but don't forget why we got Lindholm: to be a good defensive presence, to give us depth down the middle, and to be a penalty killer and a right shot center. So none of those things have changed. Yes, he has not had the best start points wise, but I really think, or maybe I'm hoping, that he turns things around and he becomes a very important player for us in the playoffs, because whether it's Lindholm or Gensel, they're both going to be rentals. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to resign either, extend either of them. The Gensel part sounds exciting. There are at least five other teams in on him. So I can see why people might get excited, but don't forget why we got Lindholm here in the first place. Something to think about for sure. Yeah, they were talking about in the pregame, exactly, Adrian, that maybe he's the type who's going to do something awesome for us in the playoffs. Let me do a quick mid-show sponsor read, and then we'll get to your questions. So hold on to your questions until I say go. Otherwise, I won't get to them. I will end this poll. Overwhelmingly, 74% of you saying that Demko was the MVP tonight. And you can't really go wrong. Miller, 13%, maybe because the game winner. Pettersson, 8%. Hughes, I thought Hughes was dominant tonight, but he only gets 3% of the vote, which is fine. Shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lemon's team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. Check them out at ptform.com. Thank you to Gassy Jet Art, maker of that fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks of your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Use the code that's at the top of the screen when you visit that link. My shows this week, still Wednesday and Thursday, 11 p.m. shows. Don't forget to join me there. If you're looking for Canucks tickets, you can email me, canuckclay@gmail.com. And I found out there are 33 people signed up for this trip. That's awesome. 33 people signed up for this trip. Still taking spot. You can still secure a spot, although admittedly it is a bit more expensive now because it's been out for 3 months already. So if you want to go to watch the Canucks play the Vegas Golden Knights, not this Thursday, but Tuesday, April the 2nd, we are going for 4 days, 3 nights, and we are going on March 31st. The cost is $11.49 Canadian based on double occupancy. So bring a friend. And for that cost, you get the return airfare, which is expensive now, airport transfers, 3 nights at the Park MGM, and a game ticket. If you want to go, contact Neal Chark, nealc@uniglobcarefree.ca. That's nealc@uniglobcarefree.ca. I was talking to Neal today. That's why I know we have 33 people going, and then mention my name because he is tracking where all the sales are coming from. As well, a mid-show reminder to you to subscribe so you get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos. You can like the video. There are 107 of you in here, which is awesome. Only 34 likes. So let's try and get that up closer to 50. So hit the like button. You can leave donations like many people have been doing. You can gift memberships like Carol and Billy have done. You can also buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Okay, 20-minute, nope. Good night, Chip Chop. 20 minutes max. Taylor, ask your question. Ask your question. Hey, Trev, have a good night. JT Miller is a machine. He's a beast as well. Yes. Hope you had a good show tonight, Trev. Taylor, ask your question. What time do I got to get to Rogers by for the game? Because I am confused. Is it 30 minutes or an hour before? What do you mean? Like just a game in general? The doors open 1 hour before. So in a typical 7 o'clock game, the doors open 1 hour before, and the Canucks warm up is half an hour before at 6:30. So basically 6 o'clock doors open, 6:30 is the warm up for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then the game starts around 7:07, 7:08. I think that's your question, right? That's your question. If you were Alvin, would you try to sign Besser to an extension over the summer to avoid the distraction? Or would you let talks go? You know, it wouldn't be my priority, to be honest with you. Like, he's been great, but he does make a lot of money. 6.65 UFA. So technically, yeah, you can start talking to him on July 1st. I don't know. I think that's one that you don't have to do in the offseason. Like, he's important, but he's not super, super important. And I don't think it's going to be as much of a distraction. But after July 1st, I think they'll wait because they got to figure out where they're spending their other money and who they're re-signing. And Besser is under contract for another season. So I wouldn't be in a rush. Good question, though. Yeah, Adrian, I did notice drop sticks, broken sticks. I wonder why. Maybe it speaks to the intensity of tonight's game. We are still undefeated with the Green Men. When do you think Mikheyev will end the drought? Probably in the year 2026. Yeah. I still don't see anything that shows me that he's going to end the drought. And I don't know how long we can just have this vapor on our top line right now. Oh yeah, if it's a 7:30 game, bump everything by half an hour. Yes, that's correct, Taylor. So for 7:30 game, 6:30 doors and 7 o'clock warm up. If Joshua was healthy, do you scratch PDG or Podkolzin? If it were me, I'd actually keep Podkolzin in. I like what I've seen. Canucks record is 17-1-2 with Susie. I heard coming in the game, Trev, that it was 17-3-2. And now it's 18-3-2. Or sorry, start again. Coming into this game, I thought it was 16-3-2. And you're saying it was 16-1-2? Maybe. Regardless, it's a great record. And obviously, no, but we still need Joshua as well. Did I get my playoff ticket pricing and regular season ticket pricing for next season yet? Yes, I did. And not only did we get our renewal notices, but Sean and I, we are going to be proud owners of our own tickets. So right now, I share a pair with my season ticket partner, Mike. Right now, I share 3 pairs, me, Sean, and Jason Lim. And then Sean and I actually went in with our own pairs of tickets as well. So it's interesting. Our new pair is more expensive than our renewed pair because they must give a bit more of an incentive, a bit more of a discount if you're renewing as opposed to buying new outright. Because I'm not sure if Jason, Sean, and I are going to retain all 6 of our tickets next season. That's a lot, but we will see. But yes, to answer your question, we did. What are your thoughts if the Canucks win on Thursday? That puts their chances even higher in facing Vegas in the first round. I know I don't worry about that. Nucks 649. I don't think you can play to try. Not saying that you're suggesting this. You can't play to try and get a certain opponent because that's just going to come back to bite you in the butt, like a big bite in your big butt. So I think you just do what you do. You play as well as you can play. You feel as good as you can heading into the postseason, and you're going to have to get through all the teams anyway. So if it's Vegas, but I hear what you're saying. By beating Vegas on Thursday, we are actually increasing slightly the chances that we face them in the first round. Mike, not sure what you're talking about there. I think you guys must be talking about rules or something. I didn't notice the puck bouncing. I noticed more sticks flying all over the place. If the NHL expands, which they shouldn't, I like how you put that in there. Don't you think they should consider adopting playing around? Yeah, if they go past 32 teams, I could see that maybe not as complicated as the NBA one, but I could see them doing a play-in, but only if they go back past 32. You don't want to do it now. You don't want more than half the field making it. I love the symmetry right now. 16 teams, 2 conferences, 8 positions. Then it goes 16 to 8 to 4 to 2 to 1. It's perfect. It's weird when it goes 18 to 16 or whatever, 18 to 12, whatever. As long as they don't expand, which you kind of hinted that they shouldn't, I agree with you. I don't think they need to change anything. Yes, I saw that, Justin, and I was seeing that basically my seats for round 1 are $95, and then if the Canucks make it to the final, it's $225 for my cheap seats. Yeah, it's very possible that Lindholm wasn't hurt, but it was more of an equipment issue. Yep, it's very possible. Yeah, playoff tickets. It depends, Game Vlogger, on, of course, on your seats, but basically for round 1, it's about 1.5 times the regular season. Then for round 2, it's about 2 times the regular season, so double. For third round, it's about 2.5 times or 3. And then round 4 is almost 3.5 to 4 times, if that makes sense. Yeah, exactly. We don't want we want Florida curse because we saw how that happened. Hey, I touched on this very briefly about 10 minutes ago. it's only a rumor. We're only one of a few teams in on Gensel. I still think it's not going to happen. And I'm not sure if I do want it to happen because I quickly said, don't forget why we got Lindholm. Center, defense, penalty kill, face-offs, and all those things don't go away. They will go away if we trade them. Yep. Well said, Game Vlogger. You don't want to wish to play a certain team. You just deal with the fate, deal with the cards that are dealt with to you. Do you think they would keep Podkolzin and send Mikheyev to waivers? You're not sending Mikheyev to waivers because if he gets, let's say he doesn't get claimed, and then you send him down, you can only bury like 1.1 million. So you would still be on the hook for the rest, the other 3.8 million of his contract, 3.7 million. So that's really bad cap management to be paying someone $3.7 million to play in Abbotsford. So that's why I don't think they're going to waive him. How come we played Seattle only? Huh? Ricky, did you forget to end off your question? I'm not sure what that means. We want Boston. I did not see that for sure. 284 prepare, 340, 470. Yeah. So yeah, that looks about right in terms of percentages. Thanks, Justin. Wow, that's expensive. Mackie, it's not me. I don't have a secret. I find ways to get other cheap things at the arena. But in terms of tickets, I buy the second cheapest ticket. The cheapest ticket is defensive end, meaning the Canucks only shoot on that end in the second period, rows 9 to 15 in that entire end. I'm the second cheapest. I'm offensive end, highest rows 9 to 15 in the upper bowl. So you can get tickets that cheap, not just me. Where do you see the Coyote situation going, Clay? Fangirl, truly, I'm not following it. I don't care. Maybe I should care more. I don't follow it, so I have nothing good, like worthy to say, just because I don't know what's going to happen. Cheaper to watch the Canucks on the road. You know, Ricky, I've been talking to my friends about that, about like going down to Seattle or Vegas if I don't think they're going to play Seattle, but yeah, it's true. Roberto's here. He agrees with me. I'm not sure what you agree with, but thank you. Agree with me. Yeah, Justin, it's funny. Despite how well the team is doing, you're the second person I've heard that might not renew because of the 15% price increase. Hey, Helen, not sure if you heard or you probably saw the email. I don't like how Neal put all of our addresses in the 2 line, but 33 people going on this trip, which is pretty cool. Yeah, we want cap space. Oh, that's funny. Ideal roster and deep pairings come playoff time. Okay, Adrian, I can't speculate. Like, it would be easy for me to say Gensel and Kessel. No, but I do think they're going to sign Kessel. So let's try this. Miller, Besser, and Kessel. I don't know why Kessel's on the top line, but let's just say it. Then the 3 Swedes. Then Bluger, Joshua, Garland. And then Suter, Mikheyev, and then one of PDG, Podkolzin, Lafferty, Aman. Hughes, Hronek, Cole Myers. Sorry, Susie Myers, Cole Zadorov, Demko to Smith. Yeah, it can't be in the finals. It's got to be in the Western Conference Finals. No problem, Mackie. No problem. Do the Canucks beat Vegas? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do. How many more points until playoff clinch? What are they at now? 87? I actually think in 6 points, they'll clinch. 3 wins. Yeah, Kessel can still play in the big lines, perhaps. Justin, how do you give up on him, though? Like, what do you say? Yeah, exactly. You answer you're not going to get much for him. So that's tricky. It's tough. Does he look slower than usual? Well, it depends what the usual is. If you're talking his usual before he got hurt, oh yeah, he's slower. 20 months after ACL. I know I'm not a professional hockey player, but I can appreciate long recovery times. I'm coming up on 7 months to my torn Achilles, and it's still not 100%, nor should I expect it to be 100%. You think Kessel will come quicker, say by Thursday instead of Friday? Well, we're running out of time. We only got 3 more days. No, I think they're going to take it as long as they can. I think we hear about it on Friday. Can you imagine like trade deadline passes at 12, and then of course we hear about trades for another hour or so as they're finalized with NHL head office, and then there's going to be a little press release that Canucks signed forward Phil Kessel to a 1-year contract. Would I try Lindholm with Besser and Miller to see how he does? Tough because Lindholm is a right-hander, so you really want him on a right wing as opposed to left wing, but it's not impossible. I'm not sure if I do that. I want him to play more with PD. Yeah, Irvin, thank you. I've answered this a couple times, but really, it's ever since I was born. I would listen to every single game on CKNW, Tom Larshide, Jim Robson, me, my brother, my dad, lying on my dad's bed, listening to all of the games. So I've always been a fan ever since I was little, say probably from 1978 on when I was 4 years old. And then I was only a season ticket holder by 2011. I was going to games by the mid 2000s. And then really when I started to be a season ticket member, that was just when YouTube and then Twitter and stuff were starting up, Facebook. So my fandom and my profile have kind of gone along with my season ticket membership as social media has grown, if that makes sense. Yeah, that 131 was brutal. Yeah, playoff cost more than the regular season tickets, like combined. Yeah, Terp, he's got 3 more days. He's got to sign by Friday if they want him to play in the playoffs. If the playoffs started today and our D was completely healthy, who's the odd man out? It's got to be Noah Juleson. It really does, because as good as he's been, it's great that he's been a good surprise, but I don't think he outplays Myers, Zadorov, Cole, Soucy, Hughes, or Hronik. Adrian, I think I'm going to do this in the off season or an off night where there's no Canucks news, because I have quite a few actually arena hacks that some that I can share and some that I need to, if I share, I'd have to kill you. No, I'm not going to kill anyone, but no, I think that would make for a really cool off season stream, which I still got to figure out because I'm going to be gone for 6 weeks in Korea and the Philippines. Not sure. Hey, Sean, you bowled well tonight. Okay, easy there. So, yeah, I'm gonna be gone for 5 or 6 weeks in the summer, 5 weeks. So, and I don't know if I'll be streaming from overseas. So I got to figure out my summer plan. But definitely, I think that would be a great show topic. Yes, Susie did look good tonight. Shannon, the Canucks. Hey, I thought you were going to bed. The Canucks are in a playoff spot, but they technically haven't clinched a playoff spot yet. No team has clinched a playoff spot just yet. Edmund, I'm with you. I would love a depth piece for sure. Yeah, let's not hear we ran out of time. I'm sick of that phrase. I think, Daniel, if we win 3, if not 4, if we get to 95 points, that's for sure. And even 93 will get us in. Would you try the Kuzi benching in the press box for a game or two with Mikheyev just to get a reset? Let him see a game from up top in the suites? Yeah. If we were willing to do it for Kuzmenko and his whatever $5 million contract, I'm sure we can do it for Mikheyev and his $4.75 million contract for sure. Exactly. 3 or 4 wins gets us to 93 to 95 points. There we go. No problem. I love the radio show since like 2006. I drive a truck. Oh, good. I missed the old 1080. Do you mean 1040? Because I wasn't listening to 1080. Maybe you were. Or are you talking about watching 1080p resolution, high def? Kings fans booing Canucks players for not coming on the zone when the Kings are just standing there. Look up Tampa Bay versus Philadelphia, I think it was. There's a game where 3 or 4 times one team wouldn't check the team and the other team wouldn't advance it. So they had to actually stop the play 3 or 4 times. Mantha, I thought Vegas did a great job. Washington having to retain 50%. Yeah, considering it costs a second and fourth and Washington retain. It's a great deal for Vegas, admittedly. Kevin BX, I saw that. You look good. What do the Kings fans expect when they play boring? Hey, Nux, I mentioned this. I thought Soucy was great. He indeed does little things, and he just calms that defensive group down for sure. Who was the worst contract, Erickson or OEL? I think it was OEL, but there are just a lot of circumstances here, though, that because Eric said we never bought out, maybe we should have. So the OEL, we're feeling the effect more. No, I did not see the David Savard goal. I'll have to look that up for sure. Unpaid, yeah, give the man a like. I like that. Susie is just so consistent. I agree. Okay, guys, I got to take care of a couple things before I go to church. So I'm going to go for 2 more minutes. So pepper me with questions. Yeah, 2 more minutes of questions. Then by the time I wrap up, it'll be 45. Do you think Mantha makes his debut on Thursday and plays the Canucks? Sure, especially if he gets the practice in. There's a new turtle. What's that? Green man for playoffs. Eriksson scored his own goal. Oh, sorry, it was Pronger holding the puck straight, mocking the Lightning. At one point, Martin St. Louis, yeah, he turned to his coach and said, what should I do? Exactly, Irvin. Susie's like Tanev. Hey, I presume this is Kyle, or maybe it's Trev. Susie is like Tanev. Yeah, slightly different playing styles, but same calming effect, I think. I actually wasn't sold on Susie when we got him, but he did impress me. I was actually more high. I don't know why. I was more high on Ian Cole, but that quickly switched for me. Pepper me with questions. That didn't sound right. Yeah, I go to church. I have a prayer hour from midnight to 1. Yes, every Tuesday night I have a prayer hour that I commit to. Do I have it? I must admit, Edmund, I tried TNT sushi for the first time last week, and it was good. Like, it wasn't amazing, but it was fine. I didn't get sick. Who are you playing in round 1? Oh, gosh. I talked about this at length yesterday, Ricky. It's so hard to say. Are we going to finish first or second, not only in our division, but if we win our division, are we first or second versus the central team? And then who's going to be in the bottom 2 wildcard spots? I have a feeling it's going to be LA. I think Vegas is going to wake up. I think it's going to be LA. What day? Well, the season ends on April 18, which is a Wednesday or Thursday, I should say. I actually think the first Canucks playoff game is going to be Sunday the 21st. That's my guess, or it'll be Monday the 22nd. It has to change, Daz Money, because I predicted 1-1-1, and the Canucks are already 2-0, so I can't get it right. Am I going to stream on Friday if we do a major trade? Not sure yet. Not yet sure yet, Coach Rob, because I have a big day on Saturday. We'll see. We'll see. Thoughts on Monday Night Raw? I thought it was okay. I think they're doing good shows leading up to WrestleMania for sure. Okay, really quick, last 30 seconds, rapid fire. Podkozin is in good. No mistakes. I do not pray for the Canucks in the adoration hour. No, Catholic Church, basically Christians are either Catholics or Protestants, and then under Protestants, it splits up in all these denominations. I did see highlights. It looked crazy. Wow, Irvin, this is awesome. Let's give Irvin some love. He skipped the 6:50 post-game show to be here. I do like what they do. I actually think that sometimes what we do here, not just me, as a community, is more entertaining because I think sometimes that Bick and Sat, they kind of get repetitive and a little bit boring. Of course, they have access to interviews and stuff like that, which is way better than what I can do. But I love the community that we have right here. And now I do have to go. Sorry, guys. I'd love to keep going, but come back tomorrow night, 11 p.m. tomorrow. We'll have more time. I won't be as rushed to get to my church. So thank you, everyone, for being here. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovelander, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members. Thanks for your support as always. And to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. And for those of you who went above and beyond, so how you doing with a donation? Billy gifts a membership and Carol gifts 10 memberships. Amazing stuff. Thank you to Van City Experts Real Estate. Thank you to Perform and Transform Personal Training Weight Loss. And all of you on your way out, you can subscribe, you can like the video, you can leave a late donation, you can gift a late membership, you can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. The one thing I will ask you to do on your way out is press the like button. That is the easiest thing to do and doesn't cost you a single thing. Check out now, as soon as we're done, check out my post-game recap, what I liked, what I didn't like, one other thing, and make sure you leave a comment on there. And I hope to see you tomorrow night at 11 p.m. I can't wait to continue this chat, and we will go from, just continue on from tonight. Okay, friends, this one's pretty, this is a great night, a great Canucks win, and they stay atop the Pacific Division and keep their gap, their 9-point gap on the Edmonton Oilers. My friends, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Did you hear that there's a truck that overturned on Highway 1 a few weeks ago, and it was loaded with Vicks Vapor Rub, just completely overturned on the highway. Amazingly, there was no congestion for 8 hours. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.